Now, first off, it really inspires me to see Telugupreneurs. The Honorable Chief Minister way back in 1994 spoke about Telugus taking over various sectors, not only in India, but across the globe. Today we actually see that. And as part of that, it's inspiring to see Karthik, what he has come to achieve and the kind of businesses that they've come to build. Honestly, I'm very envious in his ability to think and actually execute. Execution part is Sneha, so he's very lucky in that sense. While everyone else is looking at going to other major cities, it was Karthik and Sneha who believed in tier 2 cities. I remember very well when Sneha told me back that they're going to Karimnagar. And it's really exciting to see the kind of ecosystem that they've built in Karimnagar. And now with open hands, we are now welcoming them to our great capital city, Amravati and Vijayawada here. Today it's not just about a launch of a company. It's a launch of dreams, dignity, and digital empowerment. I'm really happy to know that we are now, I see close to 300 young kids in front of me who have gotten the first job. And it's really heartening to hear that they're going to scale up to another 1,000 people getting jobs here in Amravati and Vijayawada. That will be possible if all of you are very disciplined. You are the brand ambassadors of Andhra Pradesh. It is important that we work hard. It is important that we have the commitment. It's important to see projects through. If you give a bad experience to them, then they're not going to come back to Vijayawada. So as important as it is for me to welcome companies, as first-time employees, you have to give your full commitment to companies like Eclat, and I expect this from. As far as IT is considered, there are two sides of the equation, supply and demand. I'll talk about the supply side, then come to the demand side. As an education minister, my focus is actually to revamp our entire curriculum. I have been challenging my APSHI chairman, my secretary, higher education, that 4 years students are going through a certain grind, but they're still not getting job. But they go to Amirpet in Hyderabad, train for 3 months, they're getting a job. Then what are we actually teaching our kids? So it's important to understand where technology is going to land and actually work on the entire curriculum. So that is something that I'm very passionate about, and that is the change you'll see on the supply side. On the demand side, what you will see in the next 18 months is actually entering into an agreement to bring 10 lakh IT-enabled services and GCC jobs to Andhra Pradesh. So we will be having agreements, and we're hoping that by 2029, majority of them will actually end up being grounded. So for me, I'm excited about both sides of the equation. In terms of technology, AI is here. Quantum is coming. So it's important that we inspire next generation to actually look at next generation technology. So this is the vision with which we are actually going to work as a state government. All of us have seen the Pahalgam incident, where terrorists have entered India and killed tourists. And first time an Indian Prime Minister stood up and without informing United Nations or any other country, took action that destroyed the terrorist camps. In the process, we lost a lot of Jawans. And one Jawan is Murli Naik, who's from Andhra Pradesh. And Murli Naik is the only child for that family. I had the opportunity to meet that family. And they shared with me the story of Murli Naik. And specifically, the family told Murli Naik not to become a Jawan. They asked him, what if you die, what will happen? And Murli Naik said, the entire nation will come stand by me. So it's because of Jawans like Murli Naik that we're able to sit here, build companies, have a great future. So I request all the youngsters here, when you see a Jawan, give way, salute to him or her. We are here today because of the sacrifices that they're making. They stay away from their families, they stay away from their parents, they work in the harshest conditions. So it's very important to stand by them. And in solidarity, I would request you to follow me and say, I would say Vande, please say Matram. Vande, Vande, Jai Hind, Jai Hind. I remember very well during my Padayatra in GD Nellore constituency, it was the last village before my night hall. I met a lady called Mohana. She was sitting on the street side and making bhajis. I was feeling very hungry. So I asked her, can I come sit and have a conversation with you? She said, please come, please be seated. And she was making hot bhajis. So I asked her a question. I said, as a government, what are you expecting from us? Then she shared her life story. How she lost her husband to liquor. And for almost 30 years, she sat in that same place, making bhajis, saving money, educating both her sons. And all she asked from me is to find jobs for them. And that has had a profound impact on me. That is when, as part of our electoral promise, we said, we will create 20 lakh jobs here in Andhra Pradesh. So far, we have entered into an MOUs to create close to 1 million, 10 lakh jobs across sectors. We have grounded companies that will create close to 6 lakh jobs. So Andhra Pradesh is on a hyperdrive. A lot of people ask me, like other states are doing interesting work, how are you going to differentiate from them? I said we deliver on speed of doing business. ArcelorMittal project got closed on a Zoom call. Aditya Mittal is a very dear friend of the family. When I heard that they're actually looking for land to set up a steel plant, I just asked him, saying let's do a quick Zoom call. He asked for 3 specific things for us to deliver. And I said by tomorrow morning, India Standard Time, I'll commit on it. I spoke to the CM, the Honorable Chief Minister, and he agreed on all 3. And that's how we actually ended up getting ArcelorMittal project to Andhra Pradesh. It's not just that. Renew, which is one of India's premier renewable energy company, together with Sinhaji, I laid foundation stone in Anantapur to bring in the solar and wind production into play. Then I told him to make Andhra Pradesh his second home. And true to that spirit, yesterday in SAPB we cleared manufacturing plant that is going to manufacture solar wafers and ingots. So that is how hard the state government is working to create jobs for the youth of Andhra Pradesh and the youth of India. So what you are going to do in this company, how you are going to build your career in this company will be a testimony to the rest of the youngsters here in Andhra Pradesh. And one thing that the Honorable Chief Minister tells us again and again is that we have to be lifelong learners. It's important to understand where sectors are going and what can we learn in terms of new technologies. You know, our commitment as a state, the IT sector is in Visakhapatnam, no second thoughts about it. However, we also believe that cities like Vijayawada, Rajahmundry, Kakinada, Nellore, Anantapur, Tirupati, Kurnool have an amazing role to play in building up the entire ecosystem. You know, if you look at it, since 2014, as a political establishment, we've always said, one state, one capital, but decentralized development. That is how Kia Motors went to Anantapur. Renewable energy companies went to Kurnool and Anantapur. Electronics manufacturing is now grounded in Kadapa and Chittoor district. Nellore has got a lot of diversified companies. You know, we recently laid foundation stone for LG. Daikin is coming in and numerous other companies are coming into Nellore. If you look at Amravati, the capital city, this is where the future of IT is going to be, which is quantum computing. We are getting the first 150 qubit quantum computer in South Asia coming to Amravati. A lot of you are scratching your head saying, what is quantum? I was exactly in the same boat. I had to go to ChatGPT to understand what is quantum computing. You know, honestly, we are blessed to have a chief minister like Mr. Naidu, who looks 20 years ahead. Though he's at 75 years old, he is 25 years at heart. And he's able to understand the technology that's coming ahead of us, which is quantum computing. And we're really excited to build the entire ecosystem here. Between the East-West Godavari districts, Aqua is going to take off in a very big way. North Andhra, Pharma, you know, we're going to get also India's largest steel plant, which is the ArcelorMittal plant coming there. And numerous other companies in medical devices manufacturing, specifically in IT services also. Quite a few companies are coming to Visakhapatnam and the greater region of North Andhra. So why am I sharing all this with you? You know, it's important to understand what are the opportunities that are available in Andhra Pradesh. But parallelly, it's also important to understand the importance of having a very strong, visionary and committed leader. A lot of people ask me this question. They said, you know, Telangana has Hyderabad, Tamil Nadu has Chennai, Bangalore has Karnataka. They asked me, what do you have? I said, I have a brand called Chandrababu Naidu. Today, if companies are coming to Andhra Pradesh, that is because of a brand called Chandrababu. Wherever he goes, he carries that image and the aura. We are able to open doors for you.